Oh man. Hey guys, welcome back to Inganock. So, um, with that weird laugh out of the way, let's discuss what happened last time and what we're gonna do from now on. So, um, we kind of died and got a game over last time, and that wasn't great. The reason for this is because during those, like, where we clicked on the people and, like, we heard a bunch of stories and stuff like that, there was, like, the hand, the mask, all the other characters and whatnot, and those little things like that, we ended up not getting them all. So there's apparently a specific order to do them in order to get all of them, to where you complete the mosaics on the left and right side of the screen in order to progress and have, like, a different choice in order to actually get, like, progress the story and not get a bad ending, game over shit, you know? So we died because we, of course, didn't get that because I was just randomly clicking, and I decided that instead of randomly clicking like a stupid fuck, I was going to sort of cheat, and we're going to actually look at how to go through them from now on. Those are apparently the mini games, by the way, and because of that, if I do choose to skip them, which is an option, we're gonna miss out on a huge amount of story and, like, the stuff that they're telling you about. Because, like, if we wouldn't have been in that first one there, this one here, hold on, I'll just go ahead and start loading this up. So this thing, you'll notice we're back here. So, like, when I would click on the hand or the mask and whatnot, and it would tell you about, like, the history of Inganock and that kind of stuff, we'd miss out on that kind of stuff, and, like, the other stuff about what the characters were thinking and whatnot, and that sort of thing is what we would miss out on if I did not do these mini games. And so I was expecting some, like, weird combat mini game stuff, but this is interesting. Definitely not what I was expecting the mini game to be. So yeah. With that in mind, I think we're going to go ahead and so what we're going to do, I think, is we will do this in order that it's supposed to be in. We will skip the ones that I've already read or that have already gone, and then we will read the ones that I haven't already done. That way we don't waste a bunch of time here. And then I don't think much of the story is going to change up until the point where we make that choice that we made last time. So we should be able to skip a huge amount of the stuff there and go straight to where the decision was made last at. And I did actually save it, as you clearly saw right here. I didn't know last time I could save it as a fucking screen, or else I would have. So yeah, between the last video and this one, I skipped through all the stuff, which actually didn't take very long. And I got back here. So without further ado, let's just go ahead, jump right in here. Got the order posted up here, so let's go. First it's Addie. We've already read all this, so we'll go ahead and just skip it. Cool. Next up, it's Gi. I believe we already got this one as well. I think it goes in like a linear fashion to where, yeah, I feel like it just goes in a linear fashion. So anyhow, so next is the arm. Well, it's the only one we can click on, so duh. About Inganock, the Royal and Nobility First Class. We already did this one. Go ahead and skip that. Alright, next is Salem. I don't remember if we did any of Salem in the last one. I feel like we didn't. So we'll listen to this. Oh no, we did. I remember the fact that he was, like, loved by girls, and yeah, okay, I remember that one. Alright, next we click on the mask. Memories of 10 years ago. Inganock, not one person. Yep, got that one. Next is Kia. right here, right? Yep. We got this one ready. Next is Addie. 90 to survive. We got that one ready. Next is Gi.
昔のサレムのことを覚えている。今とは全く違う姿をしていた。顔形は同じだけれど、何もかも違う。女性のみずみずしさとサレムは、考えてみれば対極にあったのかもしれない。静かな性格だが、激高することもあった。その激しさは、そう、炎のようだ。白衣を着たままで仲の悪い友人と乱闘することもあった。今はその名残はない。サレムもまた変異してしまったのだ。
You know, knowing what we now know that we discovered at the end of the last video, reading this has a whole nother meaning to it. Damn.
サレム、かつての僕の友人、君は変わってしまったが、それでも君が君なのだと思う。きっと僕も君を覚えていた。
Alright. Next we go to the arm. Only one again. About the city's lower tiers. Make up 98%. We've already done this one. I clearly remember that one. The ones that I read, I feel like I remember more. Because, so this is like, I think, the last thing that we did right there. Because I, like, ended up getting... Yeah, this is like the last thing that happened. Because I remember this quality here and that quality there. Anyhow, that was the arms. Next we go Kia. Yeah.
私は驚いてポカンとして、だから危うく連れられそうになって、大きな男性に引っ張られて、嫌と言っても無視されてしまって、もうダメと思ったの。でもね、その時あの人が声をかけてくれた。なんとか私は無事でいられた。怖かった。すごく怖かった。でもあの黒い女性は素敵だった。一度見たら忘れない。あんなにかっこよくて綺麗で、私が見とれてしまいそうになったのをあの女性は気づいたかしら。気づいていないといいけど。
Noticed what? And now the mosaic of Kia is completely done, and you can see more of Salem over here. Yeah. So judging from what we discovered in the last video, the fact that both Salem and Kia become key players in the last bit, it makes it seem like the characters who are shown back here are the ones that are gonna like be the climax for the chapter. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyhow, Salem again.
10年前の思い出したくない。それに復活の日のことはそもそも記憶が断片的だから。ちょうどいい。思い出せなくて構わない。思い出すと狂ってしまうから。今より一層狂ってしまうから。だからちょうどいい。かつてエリートだったという事実だけ。それだけあれば別にいいといつも言い聞かせてる。自分だけ緑色の
Alright. It looks like all the mosaics gone now. I mean, would it be okay to end now if we wanted to? Would we be able to get the last thing? I mean, better safe than sorry, you know. But I mean, there's like, we're halfway through it. So, buckle in, folks! Mask is next. About city law. The law of death established by the Grand Prince Austria. Yep, we already read this one, thank God. Yay! Next is Guy.
アティ、豊島天皇の黒猫。君と出会ったのは10年前だったか。黄金道が完全に固定化されたのが確か8年前だったはず。
We've already got this one too, I remember. Alright, next is the arm. Mask, Guy. Wait, no. I almost fucked up. We go mask, Guy, mask. So back to the mask. Oh yeah. About the phenomenon equation and cracking engines. Entirely new fantastical technologies researched and developed within the city of Inganock. They took form at the hands of the Grand Prince. As he grew steadily more worried about the destruction and mutation of the city, he was also one of the great scholars. I believe I remember reading this. Alright, now we go to the arm. So, yeah, you can totally tell we're making progress, because he actually disappeared. Cool. To the arm, then. The 41 huge, brutal fantasies that appeared in Inganock. Within a single month of the revival, it is said that the creatures killed 500,000 people. I remember reading this one as well. Alright. Salem again.
女性差別主義というものが10年前から存在していたとある主義だ。義はそうでもなかったけれど、こちらの方はだいぶ影響を受けた。エイダ主義とかいう北欧帝国発祥の女性優位主義だか男女平等主義だかがまずのさばってきた。差別主義はそれに対するアンチテーゼ。一も二もなく飛びついた。女は家庭にいるべきであって、そもそも男の場に出るものじゃない。そう信じていたから、差別主義は渡りに船だった。もっともそのせいで、随分と辛い思いをしてきた。この世に取り返しのつかないくらい狂ってしまった。
And Salem's gone. Back to the mask. Creature Windigo. One of the smaller creatures. That motherfucker was smaller, though still much bigger than a human. After several sightings of it, it was assigned the name of a reportedly similar-looking wolf beast said to reside in the snow-capped mountains of the eastern continent. It was nocturnal, and known to feed on humans. It is said that it devours the very mind and terror of its victims as nourishment, but the details are unknown. It rarely attacks humans on its own, instead choosing to lure victims towards it, using its reformation ability, its hypnotic powers. Once, 5 years ago, there was a fearsome sacrificial cult made up of those hypnotized by it. The cult brought about a great many sacrifices, but once it was destroyed by the street knight, Windigo disappeared as well. Neat. Arm is next. About engines. They supply various forms of mechanical power, performing high-level calculations. We read this as well. Damn, we got like all the fucking arms. Last time, Jesus. But you give her focus on one fucking thing, huh? Alright. Well, of course, next is Atty.
そういえばあの子、キーのところへ置いてきたあの女の子、名前は確かキーヤって言ってた。ずいぶん仕立てのいい服着てたっけ。どこの娘なんだろう。雑踏街を追いつくにしては品もいいし若いみたいだし。不思議な子。そもそもなんであそこにいたのか。しばらくは注意していようかな。キーがあんなになって助けた子だしね。悪い子じゃなさそうだし。スタニスワフの亀人には内緒にしよう。
あのじじ何言うかわからないし、ランナーが人の面倒なんて変だし。
And last but not least, back to Kia.
見つけた。やっと目にすることができた。悔しい気持ちが目にした。やっと見つけた。不安な気持ちも少しだけ。あなたはどうなのかな。どう思う？私を見てあなたは何を思うのだろう。
Wait a second. Didn't Guy think that he might have known Kia way back when, but that she just had something stop her from, like, aging? What if that's true? Oh my god! Alright, anyhow, that's everyone. Moving on. So I think now we should have the same exact story as before, right?
夢を助けてくれてありがとう。私ギア。
Sounds similar. So I think this slider here controls the speed at which things progress through there, right? We click here. Do that. I think, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck the slider does. So anyhow, yeah, it looks like progressing at the same exact pace. So here we are. Let's go ahead and keep skipping here and... Alright. Oh! Oh no! No! This is unacceptable! I was expecting like one question, but now there's so many different options. You see, the guide I'm looking at says there's only going to be one option, but now there's fucking like two. I mean, it gives me a choice, so I don't know if that's the one that unlocks or the one I'm supposed to choose to progress things. I feel like I'll go ahead and click the one that's not the choice there. So we closed our eyes before, so let's speak to him, because hold out your hand is the one listed there. Words.
黙れよ、ギー。
He thought he heard words being spat out, a voice as if crying for someone to rely on, the unwilling voice of an abandoned child. There had to be something he could say to his old friend, but up until the end he couldn't say it. Guy's words were quickly cut off and his vision darkened. His neck shook with an unfamiliar sensation. Ah, so that's what it was. This was that creature's... He tried to continue speaking. He couldn't breathe. Something hot leaked from his lips. His eyes wouldn't open. His senses wouldn't operate. Was this the power of the creature? His phenomenon equation was unable to restore his body. His cranial organs wouldn't activate. His consciousness faded. He couldn't complete his thoughts. Something within him was diffusing. This was... These 10 nightmarish years would end right here. That wasn't so bad. He has regrets, but... The illusion, which should have been at the edge of his vision, at long last the clown disappeared. Game over. Cool story. Okay, so yeah. Basically, the only right answer to progress the story at all is the one choice that they like show you. So, yeah, hold out your hand, homie. I'll hold out my right hand. Towards Salem. Towards Windigo behind him. Or perhaps towards the chained girl. Stop, he screamed. He wasn't sure whether he spoke aloud. He wasn't sure, but he screamed. Guy screamed. He held out his right hand. No, his hand wouldn't move, because it was connected to the wall by chains rusted with blood. His outstretched hand wouldn't move. In its place, he held out a different right hand. He extended his right hand forward. Guy's right hand wasn't moving. It was chained, and yet a right hand extended. A hand made of steel. It seemed to respond to Guy's thoughts. As if stirring, it continued to extend freely. That hand tore through the blood-soaked space like paper. It extended into the darkness. 5 steel-colored fingers writhed and materialized. The finger joints scraped, making noises. It gave off sharp metallic sounds like the strings of a lute. What is this? Something was here. Someone was here. It wasn't Guy's hand, it came from someone behind him. Someone was extending a steel hand from behind Guy. The sound of the grating steel rang out. Something was behind Guy. Who? What? Something covered in steel was behind him. Guy couldn't see it, but he knew. He knew something made of steel was extending a hand from behind him. He didn't have the slightest idea what it truly was. Human? No, this was something else. He didn't know who or what was there. Some great steel entity. No, that wasn't possible. That couldn't possibly be behind him. There was no way that could exist. But...
やめろその子離せサレム
But he did know one thing. This hand moved as Guy willed it. This hand, it just extended forward. Forward.
喝采せよ喝采せよおお素晴らしきかな第一の階段を盲目の生贄が登るのだ現在時刻を記録せよクロッククラッククローム貴様の望んだその時だレムルレムルよ震えるがよい第一の階段を盲目の生贄が登るのだあまねく者は見るがよいこれこそ我が愛の終焉である黄金螺旋階段の果てに我が夢我が愛の形あり
He climbs, he climbs, he climbs. One master climbs the golden spiral staircase. He is the controller. He is the grand prince. He is the fool, the king of Inganock, the magician and scholar who discovered the phenomenon equation. He climbs the golden spiral staircase, one step at a time. Even now, he aims for the peak. He desires that at the highest place. And that which stands at the peak laughs. Even now. It lies at the end of the golden spiral staircase. A dark, confined space where the dregs of the king's dream sleep. He who is trapped within the darkness laughs. Even now.
最後の機会が権限して
He who is trapped within the darkness laughs. Even now. He raises a voice of exhalation. He extends his hand. However, there is no way that hand will move. Under the darkness, that hand merely writhes. His left hand merely writhes. The right hand of steel tears through the darkness. covered in a steel helmet. A single light shines sharply.
さえ僕はその子を殺すことはない。僕は誰かを殺さない。
He was already standing up. He was breaking the chains that held him to the wall. He silently extended his right hand forward. He also extended his steel hand forward, as if tracing a path. It moves. Yes, this thing moves. It actually moves as I will it. Something seemed to be wrong with his vision. There was no clown. Instead, he knew that there was a fantastic shadow behind him. He extended his steel arm and saw the same things as him, the forms of Salem and the creature, one of the 41 deaths. Even without activating his equation, he could see it. He shook off the power eroding at his cranial nerves. He and Guy glared at the green Windigo. My right hand. It detects the steel hand as if it were my own. This isn't the phenomenon equation. However, it feels real. There was something that he, at his back, could do. There was something that he and Guy needed to do. What should I do with his hand? I know the answer. That's why, right now...
なんだよそれギ何を出したその背後にいるのはなんだ俺たちのために来てくれたんだドメンティコはなのに何してるそいつを追い返せ嫌だそいつは嫌な感じがする
君が先だサレその子を解放して後ろに下がれ
嫌だメンティコギをあれを殺せ
In response, the green beast gave a ferocious roar. The green mound of bloodlust moved. The phenomenon occurred. He could clearly see the beast, which scattered death. Guy's right eye had already captured everything about creature Windigo. Those black lumps wrapped around its sharp, fleshy claws. Those were death itself. Amalgamations of death. A vicious liquid. A phenomenon of death, killing people like some kind of microbe. Those reinforced claws rose up. The targets of their bloodlust were Guy and him. Those sharp black claws tear through the air, so fast my eyes can't follow them. Mortal bodies could hardly hope to dodge them, except perhaps for... I think I went with Cackerel soldiers, with their sharp-honed nerve reflexes, or heavy machine humans with nerve reconstruction. Even if they had managed to dodge the claws, they would have been killed by the vicious death wrapping around them. And yet he was alive. Guy still lived. He stood there, without even a scratch, in the very air that Windigo's black claws had torn through.
遅い
なんでギーが死んでいないなんで避けられる人間がクリスタに殺されないわけないおかしいそんなのおかしい時死んでくれよクリスタがその気になれば人間は死ぬ俺のウェディを困らせるなそもそもお前なんかに人間なんかに何ができるクリスタにクリスタは死なない壊れ滅びない
わめくな
He glared at the roaring green abomination with his right eye. That was probably a cry of panic just now. It destroyed people's cranial nerves, planting seeds of death or insanity. And yet, he was alive. Guy still hadn't died. He probably would have died if this had happened not too long ago. But now, the steel him was protecting Guy. He wouldn't die. Not yet. He focused his mind into his glaring right eye. His right eye saw the entirety of the Windigo. Creatures are indestructible. Physical destruction is impossible. In the case of Windigo, the sole means of destruction is sunlight or
なるほど、確かに。人は君に何もできないだろう。
the Green Death, Windigo, with an epidermis that repelled all attacks and a body protected as if by the gods. Therefore humans couldn't possibly kill it. The sole means of destruction was sunlight. Therefore humans absolutely could not kill it. There was no sun in the city sky. However...
けれどどうやら鋼の彼は人ではない。
My right eye sees, as if coupled with my right hand.
鋼の君。名前さえも僕は知らない。だから僕はコーヒーを太陽のごとく溶かせ。
Tearing apart, melting, and wiping out. My right hand is a blade wrapped in flames. This right hand burns beasts to the core. His right hand was a blade summoned from an open steel chest. Together the flames of the utmost temperatures, it enveloped Windigo, melting the beast in an instant. The creature was enveloped and broken down by the highest temperature blade before it even had a chance to scream. The remnants of that tremendous flame were left behind, as if blown apart. The ceiling and walls of the underground room shook. The flickering flame, it's touching the traces of blood on the floor and blazing ever higher. Guy hadn't expected that. The flames reacted to the children's blood like oil, combusting impossibly well. The flames spun. The underground room was enveloped in an instant. Guy sliced apart Kia's chains with his steel arm and scooped up her unconscious body. The door wasn't locked, so he opened it. But when I turn around, he's still there. There's still one left.
サレム、逃げろ。
逃げる見ろよギー。ほら綺麗な炎だ。こんなに燃えて綺麗に10年前と同じじゃないか。同じなんだ。同じ。まあ、ギー。方法はもっと簡単だったんだよ。
He's showing me a smile. Salem was still standing amongst the spreading flames, among the pieces of rubble falling from the ceiling, broken down by sudden exposure to extreme heat. That self-berating smile lay in a fragment of Guy's memory. But back then, it was... Guy called his name and held out his hand. However, he refused to come out of the sea of flames.
すればよかった。最初から。そうすれば俺は戻れて、あの子たちだって殺さずに済んだのに。なあギー、笑ってくれないか。俺ずいぶん遠回りしちゃったよ。
サレム、何してる？こっちに来い、早く。
俺もう帰るよ。 10年前に帰るの。君はその子をちゃんと逃がせよな。さようなら、ギー。お前のこと嫌いじゃなかった。だからもしも。
He screamed his friend's name, but his voice was wiped out by the crumbling rock. The flames leapt. His vision was slowly stained vermilion. Guy's extended hand wouldn't reach him. His friend disappeared, along with the form of dancing madness. The clown is no longer at the edge of my vision. That which he'd always seen, he saw no more. For some reason, his memories now felt less disturbing. Memories of the past. He couldn't remember them very well, since they were all broken up into tiny pieces. Memory, a deep moan full of screams and despair. Memory, he'd been haughty, thinking that his hand could save them. He'd been so sure that holding it out could save someone. 10 years ago, within that rubble, that little girl. He can hear a voice asking. It couldn't be answered. It couldn't be answered. That was why, right now, he tightly gripped the little hand in his arms. He pulled the girl's hand and covered her with his body, protecting her from the falling rubble with his back and steel arms. Things I couldn't do 10 years ago, now I can. Could this hand of this complete those tasks? No, it couldn't. Now that I think about it, 10 years have passed, and now here I am. He could see the sky. By the time he looked up at the clouds, the rain had already stopped. The gray clouds which covered up the first sun. Now the sunlight, hidden behind them, informed him of the morning's arrival. Not at the edge of his vision, not anymore. The dancing black cloud was no more. What he saw at the edge of his vision was a single slender shadow, a single hand thrust out of the rubble. Salem's hand. It was reaching out, trying to grab onto something, but then was warped, exposed to flame, and blackened. That hand was perfectly straight, not moving a muscle. Guy touched his own cheek, a moist sensation. The rain had already stopped, and yet horribly cold drops were covering his fingertips. I see. These are my... It took him 3 seconds to understand. They were his tears. From within the rubble, he looked up at the sky and let his tears flow down. Someone's voice. Guy. Why? He raised his head, and there was the girl, in black clothes, with a horribly sad face. Okay, real talk, is the fucking picture moving or am I seeing shit? Like, I can't tell. Like, I move my eyes around and it seems like the fucking hole's moving, right? Is it not just me? Creepy, anyhow. She was holding her hand out to him, to Guy, who looked up from within the rubble. That girl. Her name is... Yes, Kia. A beautiful pink. Those went well with the gray sky. Those pink eyes were gazing intently at him. Her lips moved. Why? I don't know. Why do I keep doing this? Why won't my hand reach? Why are my tears still flowing? He clung to the girl's hand. Guy let out one final teardrop down his cheek.
どうして
Why? Am I unable to save even you?
「豊島天狼の朝」
Matty.
豊島天狼、無数のビルディング群、最強のクリッターたるドラゴンの出現で閉鎖された地下大エンジンに次ぐエンジンのような。本来ならここが正真正銘の最大のエネルギー産出地区のはずだった。10年前の復活さえ起こらなければ。上層によって任じられたシティオフィサーが運営する高層のビルディング区画、都市各所に送られるエンジンエネルギーの要、いわばインガノックの心臓。無数のビルディングは動脈の一つ一つ。エンジンエネルギーはすなわち金だ。動く金が多ければ影のバックする機会も多い。だから私はよくここにいる。リズのためだ。荒本の金や腐敗は暴力に結びつきやすいから、ご金星の10の日が飛び交うこともある。リズの宝庫、ありがたすぎて涙も出やしない。今日も嫌な風。つぶやく。爪の間を風がすり抜ける。比較的上層に近いここは風が強い。肺炎混じりの嫌な風。風を好む人は異形都市のどこにもいない。風、耳の中にも潜り込む。ゆうべ耳にした噂のようにするりと。嫌な話聞いたかな。今時機械のおとぎ話だなんて。そう、耳にするりと。珍しく機械の噂を聞いてしまったのだ。4年ぶり？他愛もないこの都市唯一の。10年前に現出した牙を剥く幻想はあらゆるおとぎ話を滅ぼした。そんな中でただ一つ生まれたおとぎ話。それは機械。それは人に美しい何かをもたらす。美しいものなんてもうどこにもありはしないのよ。
どうした猫、憂いを込めて物思いか。あんたそういえば女だったのかな。
うるさいな、羽むしられたい鳥さん。こうしてるときは話しかけないで。
不機嫌だな。嫌な猫だ。
不機嫌さね、嫌な鳥さん。視点をわずかに動かせば姿が見えた。ビルのてっぺんに立つ自分の隣に人か鳥か。スイッとそっぽを向く。異人種パラデスに返じた人は無神経で困る。今まで組んだ仲間の中でもこいつは特に。でも腕はいい。銃弾の雨をかわせない無鈍な超人と違って反射神経のクラックエンジンを埋め込んだこいつは速い。多くの人よりも。それはそれだけで価値がある。こいつがいると生き延びる確率が上昇する。今日は第12エンジンビルへの教習仕事。確か6年くらい前に護衛のビズを受けたことがある。だから内部構造はわかる。下ごしらえは十分。あの感情のない上層兵への仕込みも完璧だ。記録には残らない。身元も大丈夫。 いつも通りのことだ。そして私は金を得て生きて帰る。何も変わりはしない。いつも通りのことだ。いつも通り。そのはずなのに。
何をそんなに不機嫌にしてるんだ猫。珍しいよ通り越す。いつも無駄に陽気なお前がふてくされてガンくれときたもんだ。
無駄に陽気で悪かったね。そんな日もあるのさ。
何年ぶりかね。
不機嫌とは言ったけど、そんなに不機嫌なつもりはないんだけどな。
つもりがないなら重傷だ。
大丈夫、心配しないでよ。リズには影響しないさ。
心配？まさかそんなもんしてたまるかよ。ああ、そうか。もしかして例の
何か噂になるようなことをしたっ
例の男いたろ。あの青っ白い巡回士、フィクサー S のお気に入りの人間様にお前ずいぶん入れ込んでたよな。
け？くちばし割るよ。入れ込んでないし、いいは人間じゃないさ。
そら見ろ、猫はすぐ嘘をつく。どう見ても不機嫌は自覚してやがるし、そうやって入れ込んでるじゃねえか。
そんなことないったら。そう、嘘つき猫と呼ぶがいいんです。その通り、不機嫌真っ盛り。今日だけで無意識にコップを2つ割った。さすがにちょっと自分でも驚いたもの。自覚？そんなものしているに決まってる。意識している相手が何かだってわかる。国威、儚さみたいなもの、確かに感じた。ギーの隣から離れようとしないあの子、あの小さな。
And now a fairy tale, chapter 2. But I think we'll end things here for now. A little bit, shorter than the last couple of videos, but finding a good place to end is kind of a pain, you know what I mean? Now, how many pages of saves do I have? Oh, 10, Jesus, yeah, we can go ahead and do a save every level here. So, yeah. Interesting. Looks like some shit's going down, right? Very, very interesting. So Salem's dead, it looks like, unless she comes back at some point and does some weird, like, oh, I'm a zombie thing. I mean, it wouldn't be the weirdest thing in the city, right? And then there's, Atty, who is, doing stuff, and Guy is leveled up, and now has, like, this steel knight thing that, is, like, protecting him or something like that. And it seems to be, I don't know. It's like something to do with the prince and that thing at the golden steps. I'm not sure if, like, these golden spiral staircase is, like, something that's inside Guy's head, or if it's something, like, that actually exists, And it's kind of like it's making, like, this dimensional portal thing, I don't know, and, like, just sending something out to, like, help Guy at times or something like that, because Guy has, like, done that. He has that stuff, with his phenomenon equation, and because of that, he's able to do it, and he's able to form that link, like, subconsciously, or the thing at the top of the golden spiral staircase forms the link, and Guy just kind of, activated it, Interesting. But yeah, so Guy can now kill creatures, but I wonder how he activates it. If he has to, like, think about it, or if it's, like, always out now, which would be really weird if you think about it. Like, that might put off some of his patience. I mean, like, what the fuck's that giant steel thing behind you? Creep me out. But yeah, I feel like he'll be able to control it or something, or he'll, like, be able to summon it at times, or in dire situations he'll be able to summon it and whatnot. But yeah, that's really all I got for right now. Salem's dead. Atty is doing a job. Hopefully she comes back alive. Seems she has a bird friend who she's going on a job with, and looks like me and Kia have hopefully made it home, and yeah. On that note, when Guy was having those like memory things, and it was like he reached out a hand to save someone and whatnot, I feel like, and then Kia kept saying, "Why do you keep saving me?" Something like that. You could think it's just because, you know, he's saved her twice. Once from the ogre and then once from the burning thing there. But you could also think maybe 10 years ago he kind of, you know, saved her then as well, and like that's why when we were doing that one mini game she was like, "I'd finally found you," you know? So I feel like she is not as young as she appears. She's actually like as old as Guy, but she's just stopped aging due to a phenomenon equation or something like that. Anyhow, yeah, that's all I gotta say about the story. But this game, it's interesting. Like I really like the way that it is laid out, I suppose. Like the artwork's pretty great. Like if you go back to the game here and just like appreciate. Can I like how do I hide the screen again without having to do something? That yeah. It's like the artwork. It's kind of like, I don't know what medium that would be. Like watercolor? Is that what that would be? Something like that. It's got like a nice like relaxed palette to it. It's not like some of the visual novels you see where they're like really just like vibrant colors, just all that stuff. It really makes it look like doom and gloomy out, you know? But also the music choice is really great and helps you like get into the story, and I feel it really sets the mood. You know what I mean? It really gets you into things. It really reminds me of a lot of different shows and like things that I've seen. Like I was saying in a couple other videos, like the 3 naming structure, like the infinitely crowded street and the golden spiraling staircase reminds me of Dot Hack and the naming convention for that, and then all that kind of stuff. And I was reminded of something else. I don't remember what it was. Oh, fuck. There was another show I was like, yeah, that totally reminds me of that. Anyhow, yeah, so it's pretty great so far. I'm really liking it. I can't wait to do more of it. So yeah, until next time, everyone. Thank you all for sticking around. And yeah, we'll not fuck up like we have been with the mosaic things. I think since last time we had like 3 choices and one. I know it said bye, but hold on, just follow me on this, okay? So we had 3 choices after we unlocked the right mosaic. Only one of them progressed. The other 2 like dead ended us right there. So I think I'll select one that's not the one I'm supposed to choose, and we'll see what happens. And yeah, and then we will select the next one after we probably will die, because I don't think the story will progress further, you know? But I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting. Yeah, I look forward to more. So until next time, everyone, thanks for watching, and yeah, bye-bye.